Did we just get a hint that the Ripple versus SEC case might wrap up before March 6th? In today's video, I'm diving into what's happening on that date and why it has me convinced the case could finally come to an end. But that's not all. I'll also break down the XRP price chart, comparing it to 2017 to uncover some surprising parallels. I've been trading crypto successfully for over 380 days, consistently closing every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have earned over $29,000 in profits by copying my trades. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in the profile description and start copying my trades for free today. A lot of people are wondering right now, are we stuck in a bear market? Are new lows for XRP on the horizon? Stick around until the end, because I've got something truly fascinating to share that just might change the way you're looking at all this. Don't miss it. I want to kick off this video by sharing something that I found pretty amusing. Over the past few days, I've been diving into how the XRP ledger was designed from the ground up, right from day one. Unlike other chains that rushed development and piled on complexity with things like smart contracts, XRP's approach was different, and it's paying off. What's funny is that those rushed chains are now running into some major problems. Case in point, Ethereum. I'm sure most of you watching already know how painfully slow and ridiculously expensive Ethereum has become. But seriously, take a look at this. You'll see what I mean. It's honestly kind of wild. What you're looking at here is an Ethereum transaction but with a twist. Now, they're letting you watch ads to lower the transaction fee. Yes, you heard that right. Watch 7 minutes of ads to waive the gas fee. I mean, seriously? This is being pitched as the future of finance? The idea that people will sit through ads just to send a transaction is absolutely laughable. I can't help but chuckle and think, thank goodness the creators of the XRP ledger foresaw these issues way back when. It's honestly fascinating to see other chains grapple with these sorts of challenges and come up with solutions that just feel out of touch. Sure, some critics say XRP ledger was slow to implement smart contracts, but at least it avoided clunky ideas like this. They really should have done this sooner. But in the grand scheme of things, what we're learning is that cryptocurrency is still in its infancy. The boat isn't missed when it comes to smart contracts. Far from it. The XRP ledger is showing us that slow and steady wins the race, focusing on moving forward with caution. Its core mission is simple: leverage blockchain to transfer value efficiently. You can pile on all the shiny features you want, but if the chain isn't rock solid, none of it matters. Ethereum, for instance, rushed to add every bell and whistle up front but lost sight of what truly matters: seamlessly moving value from point A to point B. The XRP Ledger's team, on the other hand, has stuck to their guns from day one, proving that a clear, focused approach stands the test of time. The team behind the XRP Ledger took an approach that many other blockchains, in my view, overlooked. While others rushed to chase bold, flashy ideas, the XRP Ledger's creators stepped back and carefully observed, analyzing what worked, what didn't, and implementing only the essentials to ensure long-term success. They prioritized building a robust, forward-thinking system without compromising the chain's core principles. But let's shift gears for a moment, because there's a buzz going around about March 6th. What's the story? Why is everyone talking about it? And how does it tie into the Ripple SEC case? Well, it turns out the date marks the first ever cryptocurrency summit. Scratch that. Actually, I misspoke. It's March 7th. Close enough, right? At this groundbreaking summit, we'll see some of the top minds in crypto gathering, including Ripple's very own Brad Garlinghouse. This event might just set the tone for the future of the industry. It looks like the current administration is finally stepping up to collaborate with the cryptocurrency industry, aiming to shape legislation and policies that could position the United States as the global hub of crypto innovation. And guess what? Brad Garlinghouse will be right in the mix. He's been a key figure in this space, often seen engaging with influential names like David Sachs and staying closely connected to President Trump's circle from the beginning. Garlinghouse has emerged as a driving force behind this policy shift on digital assets in the US. Mark your calendars for March 7th. Things are about to get interesting. After all, when it comes to crypto, nothing ever ends without a twist. Then there's Brad Garlinghouse, one of the most prominent figures in the crypto space, standing side by side with the Trump administration. Meanwhile, the Ripple SEC case drags on. Could this be happening while the case is unresolved? Definitely. But considering how quickly other cases, like Hex, are wrapping up, it's interesting to see Ripple's still in limbo. Now, in my opinion, and I'll tread carefully here, Hex seems to raise some red flags, potentially even fraudulent. The Ripple case, however, has always been different. It wasn't about hard evidence, but rather a battle of opinions. The SEC throwing out claims that, in hindsight, didn't hold much water. None of their accusations really stuck. So, Why the delay in closing this chapter? It's hard not to wonder if something bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. I've been saying this for a while now. Don't expect the Ripple versus SEC case to get outright dismissed. It's just too complex. There's far too much at stake, with both Ripple and the SEC likely wanting to use this case to shape clearer policies for the future. Throwing the whole thing out would mean scrapping all the critical advancements, case law, and clarity that's been built so far. It just doesn't make sense. What seems far more realistic, and what many legal experts are now starting to agree on, is a settlement. I'm seeing more attorneys following the case come around to this perspective. One of the voices I really respect in this space, Metal Lawman, recently shared an interesting theory. He speculated that the SEC's delay in dismissing the case might not be what it seems. Instead, it could be Ripple playing hardball, negotiating to get the SEC to agree to vacate parts of Judge Torres's decisions. It's a fascinating twist that could signal some serious behind-the-scenes moves. Judge Torres's ruling was a big win for XRP holders, but not everything in it was a slam dunk for Ripple. That's why Ripple decided to countersue and appeal after the SEC made the first move to challenge the decision. Now, both Ripple and the SEC have dueling appeals in play, each seeking more clarity. Metal Lawman suggests the SEC might be open to a settlement if both sides agree to drop their appeals. However, it's more likely that some intense negotiations will be needed to hammer out the clarity both parties need to move forward. Honestly, this has always been the way I imagined the Ripple versus SEC saga would come to a close, through a carefully brokered resolution. This could be a game changer for Ripple. Imagine the SEC finally providing clear guidelines on what Ripple can and can't do, allowing Ripple to negotiate the terms directly with a regulator that genuinely wants progress. It's not just about rules, it's about collaboration. Ripple and the SEC working hand in hand to shape a framework that allows Ripple to thrive while setting the US up to lead the global crypto revolution. For the first time, we're seeing the SEC in a new light, open to working with the industry instead of against it. If Ripple can seize this moment to secure that much-needed clarity, they could become the trailblazer, setting the standard for how crypto companies operate in the US and beyond. This partnership could position Ripple to dominate the financial system and reinforce the US as a crypto powerhouse. Here's the kicker. I believe this resolution is coming fast. What we're likely witnessing is the dawn of something many predicted early on, the birth of the Ripple test. Let's see how it unfolds. The Ripple versus SEC case is shaping up to be the blueprint for how cryptocurrency will be regulated in the US moving forward. And honestly, I think it's the ideal case to set that precedent. It's clear the legal teams involved are leaning into this idea now. What's exciting is that we're finally seeing progress. Personally, I'm not hung up on whether this is the first case to be dismissed. What matters more is walking away with clarity so we're not stuck waiting for future regulations if we don't need to. If Ripple can secure a settlement with the SEC, it could catapult Ripple and XRP into a league of their own, leaving the competition scrambling for clarity while Ripple enjoys a massive head start. Let's dive into the XRP price chart, because I know many of you are feeling pretty anxious about what's happening right now. Are we entering a new bear market? How bad could this get? Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture because there's something really fascinating going on here. Right now, XRP is consolidating right on top of its previous all-time highs from 2021 and 2018. And here's the interesting part. This chart looks eerily similar to what happened back in 2017, right before XRP's legendary 54,000% surge. Here's what I mean. In 2017, XRP was also consolidating right on top of its previous highs from 2015 and 2014. If you compare the charts side by side, the similarities are striking. It's almost a mirror image. So before jumping to conclusions about the current price action, take a moment to consider the patterns. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Could this be the calm before the storm? Let's wait and see. Let's dive in and take a closer look at what's happening with this consolidation phase. Right now, XRP has popped above key levels, retested them, made a small run, and then faced another nerve-wracking retest. That's where we're at. Everyone's panicking, asking, are we falling back below support? Is the bear market coming? But here's something interesting. It's not the first time we've seen this. Let's rewind to 2017. Back then, XRP went through a very similar consolidation pattern, almost a mirror image of what's happening now. And guess what? The same fear gripped the market then. Look at this candle. It seemed like XRP was ready to nosedive, break support, and end the bull run. Sound familiar? But what happened next? XRP bounced back, traded sideways for a bit, and then exploded into a massive rally. I truly believe we're witnessing the same phenomenon with XRP right now. That dip? It was just the fake out. We've just seen the final shakeup. where people panicked and assumed we were stuck in a bear market. But if history repeats itself, we're on the brink of a major shift. In the coming days, XRP could reverse course, level off, and gear up for its next explosive move. Here's the thrilling part. Back in 2017, a similar scenario triggered an enormous 52,000% surge. Zoom out on the chart, and you'll see that wild, exponential climb to prices no one thought possible. It's fascinating how the chart today mirrors past patterns almost perfectly, consolidating in the exact same spot. Coincidence or something more? One thing is clear, this isn't unusual, and it's far from proof that we're in a bear market. In fact, the last time XRP showed a setup like this, the outcome was extraordinarily bullish. Those panicking about the short-term dip were left behind when the rally came. History doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you found this update insightful. Stay sharp.